I'm making this video for anybody that is trying to change this prop shaft bearing on the Kawasaki Mule 3010. This bearing is completely and totally shot. I didn't even find any of the balls in there. And it was making a crazy noise when I drove it. I got some help from another guy online that kind of pointed me in the right direction. What I had problems was figuring out how to get this spline loose out of this joint. And as you can see, I have succeeded. Now, there's a few things got to happen first before that comes apart. So let me go to the front. Of course, you got to take this bumper off, this front bumper here. And there's a bolt here and a bolt here on each side. And there's 3 bolts here that take this front bracket loose. That will allow the front differential to come up and pull forward. You don't have to take it completely out, but you do have to be able to move it forward. There is 3 bolts that hold that in, and the tricky one was this top bolt right here. Now it sits down in a bracket that's got one end. You can see it just back there. You see where that bolt slides down into that? I'm trying to get the camera. You can see that top part of that bracket is open, and you can slide the bolt up. Because the bolt won't come through to the left because it bumps into a radiator pipe going down right there. So you have to leave it in, but it does slide up out of that bracket. Once you get those 3 mounting bolts that hold the front differential, then you can slide it forward and get it up into this position here, which pulls that spline apart. I've got my bearing ordered. It should be here the latter part of this week. Of course, you have to take both axles out, and I think there's some videos online showing how to do that. You have to pull this front ball joint loose here, and that lets you just move this whole strut and everything, pull it around sideways, and you can pull the axle out of the wheel. I had to put a new strut on, by the way. This one was popping like crazy, and I wasn't basically doing anything but making a lot of noise, so got that changed out. That was fun also. Getting this bolt to line up through a little indentation in this is hard. You have to take a brake line loose, get it moved out of the way. But I got it. Anyway, these things are hard to work on. I've worked on a lot of stuff in my days, but I've never run onto anything quite so aggravating as working on these mules. I think they were built to run forever, and apparently nobody expected to ever have to work on them. That prop shaft bearing needs to be greased, and apparently whoever had this didn't do much greasing. I bought this old mule, got it cheap, but I've spent about $1,200 on parts so far. New seat covers, new foam under this seat, and the wood was no good underneath it. I had to replace the wood. I put spray-in bed liner inside the bed, which really helped. The skin on the back of the bed was rusted out all along the bottom here. Just big holes rusted in it, so I pulled that off and had a friend of mine make me a new skin for it. And that worked out good. Had to replace one of these tailgate latches. It was gone. Refinished the wheels, and got new chrome lug nuts for those. Got those tapped there. Hey, there's a leaf. Let's see, spray in bed liner, all the floorboards. It had a mat in it, so that worked out okay. So that made that look better. I still got to do the hood. It's got a couple of bad places. I'm going to do vinyl wrap on it, a red, gray, and black camo design. Just done some touch-up painting. This breather for your belt system was all corroded and rusty, and I took it off and cleaned it really good and then powder coated that. So just little things makes a big difference. Anyway, I think I'm ready to put a new bearing back in, if it ever comes. And I'll get to put that all back together. What a mess. Have a good day.